Okay, good afternoon everyone and welcome to this week's Link for Growth TV show on the 22nd of May 2015. So we have another packed week this week with Alex talking about the usual events or some of the events that have happened in Link for Growth in South West Herts and major changes and news of major changes to the bus service in South West Herts. Alex.
Yeah, good afternoon, Diane. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's been a busy week in Link for Growth. We've had 3 events this week spread around Watford and Rickmansworth, and yeah, lots of news with not political news but local news by running the council. So cuts to the budgets or the buses. We've got an update with the Dome Roundabout and lots of other news to get into this week. So I'll be bringing that to you as well.
Okay, well, if you've got any news that you want to say or give us feedback on anything that we say in the show, including what Alex has to say about buses and roundabouts, you can contact us on http://bit.ly/bit.l4GSW Herts, or you can tweet us at L4G SW Herts. Okay, Catherine. Gary, you got news of several charity events taking place over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, yes. Lots and lots going on once again. We've got Macmillan with the coffee morning coming up. We've got Michael Green Foundation with various things coming up, mainly to do with running at the moment. We've got a big lunch organised by Halifax, and we've got Yellow Comedy at Reason, raising money for Thrive. More to come later.
Okay, great. And this week we've got a special guest. We've got Jane Walker, District Leader for Link for Growth North East London with us. So hi Jane, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks Diane for having me on the show. I'm really looking forward to contributing to your show this week.
Well, you're welcome, you're welcome. So we sent Chris out and about, but as usual the technology means he's not quite with the rest of us, and he will no doubt join us at some point. But in the meantime, Alex, let's start with some of the events that we've seen in the past week for Link for Growth, starting with the coffee on Monday evening at Reason, and there was a colouring group going on at the same time, I gather.
Yeah, we had a little special Link for Growth anti-stress colouring session. Neil Emery, proprietor of the Reason Coffee Shop and Bookstore, runs a weekly, or soon to be twice weekly, anti-stress colouring event. Team decided this was a really good idea for a Link for Growth there. So we combined the two, so there was about 5 or 6 guys there, all colouring in, doing different things, and yeah, it was a really good event.
Yeah, it looked like everyone was having a good time, because I called in a little bit later on, and ironically enough I've been turning colour photos into monochrome photos all afternoon, so kind of like a nice antidote to that. And then Tuesday there was a coffee event down at Regis.
The Regis event down in Rickmansworth, always a good event with a couple of interesting people. This week we had a guy who works for the local refuge centre based in Rickmansworth, so it's good for him to get involved because they obviously needed lots of help. I'm sure you know through your time at the Women's Centre, budget cuts are kind of coming in affecting domestic violence services, so it was good for him to get involved, and the regular faces there, people like Leslie and Debbie King as well, so it was a really good event.
Good, good. And yeah, that's an event that's been going quite a while now, hasn't it?
Yeah, that was one of the first events I think we set up. The first one in Rickmansworth, the first one I've been to, and it's been about going on as long as I've been going in Link for Growth. So yeah, it's a pretty regular, one of the first events.
Good, good. And then yesterday we had 2 events, starting in the morning with an event actually in St Albans, which isn't South West Herts, it's Central Herts, but Chris and I went, and it's an event that we often go to, and I know that you've been to it as well, Alex. We had about 20 people there, and Danny Young is starting an embryonic group there. It's been going for about 5 months. There were, as I said, about 20 people. It's a fabulous little coffee house and restaurant they have there called the Beach House, which is at the end of St Peter's Street, up by the roundabout. So it's a lovely location, and we thought, yes, we'll probably leave at 11:30 like you normally do, and 12:15 it was sort of like, oh crikey, we need to go, we've got other places to go. It was really successful, and the atmosphere there was absolutely fabulous. And then last night we had Link for Drinks in Rickmansworth.
Not in Rickmansworth, but Diane Bushy. Yeah, let's get it right. But yeah, Link for Drinks and Bush, that was the third event, so it's quite a new event, and we're just looking to grow the event. We're looking for people who are in Bushy. If you're watching this, live in Bushy, that bit Bushy, in between Bushy and Bushy Heath, and you know the area well, come along next time, fourth Thursday of the month, come along and get involved, because we're looking for people in Bushy to help grow that event.
Yeah, and it's on the main bus route, isn't it? So if you're worried about drinking and driving, there is a way home.
Yeah, it's on the main bus route that isn't affected by the local bus cuts, which I'll be coming to on later on.
Yeah, and it starts at 6 and goes until 9, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a more friendly kind of social event rather than the Watford drinks, which generally ends up and whenever we're told to leave by the Wetherspoon staff.
I gather you've got a bad reputation at Wetherspoon.
There's no such thing as a bad reputation.
I'll take your word for it. Okay. Well, we were hoping to have Chris here, but obviously he's still stuck trying to get into where he's got to go to. So, Jane, let's very briefly start to talk about your district in northeast London, and yeah, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about what exactly Link for Growth Northwest London is and where it is.
Northeast London, yeah. We oh, Chris has joined. Hi, Chris.
Oh.
You want to carry on with me?
Oh,
yeah, carry on for a second. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, so we started in northeast London about 14 months ago, and we started initially. We just had a group in Chingford, but now we've got 4 events, nicely spaced out through the month. We've got 2 in Walthamstow, 1 in South Woodford, and 1 in Chingford.
Okay, so you cover very much that kind of.
Yeah.
We've
got plans for spreading out, 1 in Hackney, 1 Wanstead and Loughton as well, so branching into Essex a bit.
Oh, okay, so you're going out of town.
Well, we'll have it for now, and then if they grab it back, then they'll have to go into the Essex borough.
Yeah, okay. And so you have, what, 4 events, and are they all coffees, or do you have...
At the moment, we've got 4 coffees. We're hoping to have a Link for Drinks in Hackney.
Okay, and do you know when that's like to be announced?
Well, it only came up recently, so we're thinking maybe September would be a good time to start that one.
Yeah, so wait until the summer and people are starting to think about things like that. Okay, great. And where exactly are your events held? I mean, are they in coffee shops or hotels or bars or what?
Yeah, 3 of them are in coffee shops, and 1 is in a soccer centre. So actually in August we have to find an alternative place to meet because it will be full of school children. So apart from August, our Chingford one is always in Goals in Chingford.
So what's the soccer centre?
It's actually a chain of places where people come and play football. But on a Thursday morning, it's quite quiet. So next week we'll be there and using the bar and having our coffee there.
Yeah. And how many members do you have in your district?
I think we've got about 130 that have been to an event, but we actually have been quite busy. We've been signing up people at things like job fairs and the Chingford Festival, which we did last year and we're doing next month. And we've got about 375 on our mailing list at the moment.
Oh, okay, so quite a large number then.
Yeah, they haven't all been to an event yet.
Okay. And do you do this all on your own, or do you have a team?
I've got an excellent team supporting me. There are 2 community leaders that help me, and that's Fiona and Deborah. And I've also got 4 community hosts. Tony, Bettel, Barbara and Richard.
That's 3, and the 4th is?
No, Tony and Bettel do the Walthamstow ones, and then we've got Barbara and Richard doing South Woodford.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought Bettel was the surname.
No, we've teamed people up in 2s.
Ah, okay. And so what have you got planned in terms of Link for Growth events over the next week or so?
Next week we're back to Chingford again, so we'll have Chingford. Then the following week will be the Walthamstow ones, will be the next 2 weeks, and then we end on the last one of the month is the South Woodford.
Okay, and how do people, if they're interested in, from South West Herts, if they're interested, how do they come along and book into some of your events?
Yeah, the Chingford one has got plenty of parking, so it's very easy if people want to drive to us. You can find us, the best way is probably on the Link for Growth website, linkforgrowth.biz. Click on the calendar on the 4th of June, and click on Chinkford and book in that way.
Okay, that's great. And okay, well, thanks for now. And Chris, I gather you're now at Vibe Radio, and you're
Hi there, team. I've managed to get myself into the Vibe studio, and I'm going to be talking with Sam Downer, who's actually one of the presenters here, and he's in the middle of a show actually. So we're going to sort of interrupt him or just have a word with him in between. Setting up a part of the show. But in the meantime, we'll have a quick word with Howard, who you could just see. So hi, Howard.
Hi, how are we doing? Very well, thank you.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about Vibe? Because we had a little conversation last week, but actually there's quite a few people in Watford who probably don't even know what it is.
Okay, yeah, so Vibe 107.6 is Watford's local station. We broadcast to Watford and sort of southwest Hertfordshire. Vibe started in 2011. So we've been here for 4 years. We've got about 25,000 to 30,000 listeners. The main aim really is play some music, make people feel happy and good about it. Be connected to the local community, so we cover local community events and news. And thirdly, we give younger people an opportunity to break into broadcasting. So some people have gone on to work for Capital, for the BBC, Sky TV from here. We've got 2 people on university placements currently, and that's kind of our remit. We do some outside events as well, as you know. We always do Catesbury fireworks, which we're really pleased to do, and we hosted the Watford FC promotion party at the last May bank holiday. So yeah, it's a little bit of a vibe.
So what's the age group that you find that most listens to the show?
Yeah, demographic's quite interesting because when the station first started, it was very much targeted at a younger demographic, so that would probably be late teens through to sort of early 20s. But I think with any community station, what one tends to find is people like to hook on to the fact that it's very local. And I'd say pretty much our audience is early 20s, maybe late teens, but early 20s through to probably about early 40s. I would say that is where probably 70 or 80% of the audience sit. Yeah.
And people can advertise. So is it a commercial or is it a not-for-profit?
Yeah, not-for-profit. It's a not-for-profit station, so people can advertise. Yeah, the only way that we can actually raise money is either through funding, which we do constantly, or through advertising. We don't charge very much for advertising because it is not-for-profit, and actually all we're doing is looking to cover our costs. As a community station, there are certain regulations that we have to adhere to in the amount of money that we can raise through advertising, and 50% of our income can be through on-air advertising. The rest of the revenue has to come from other sources.
And we're going to go and have a little word with Sam Downer, is it, who's actually on air at the moment?
Yeah, so that's always more exciting than speaking with me. Speaking to presenters is good fun. Sam's literally on air now, so in a way it's kind of going to be odd, isn't it? You're live and we're live, so that'll be interesting. He is, so you can wander over there and
okay, thanks for that, and thanks for talking to us. Right, I'm going to go and track down Sam now.
Chris, you keep going in and out of focus.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll see what we can do about that, Diane, but right, so I'm with Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Now, tell us a little bit, how did you get involved with Vibe?
I started on Vibe about 6 months ago. I'm like a journalist by trade, and I've done like TV stuff, and I've never done radio before, and a friend of mine worked here, and I was like, I'm trying my hand at that, and been here ever since and loving it.
So are you a local lad?
I'm from Wellington City. So
yeah. So who was the other guy I spoke to? There's another, Lee Partridge, I think he works here as well?
Yeah, that's right. I think he's been for quite a while actually, since Vibe started, and I think he's a bit of a local celebrity. I think he has a sandwich shop as well, I believe.
So what show are you doing? What is this show? Is it the sort of drive time show?
No, well, this is Afternoon Vibes, which is the show I do every Friday from 2 till 5. I also do Saturday from 1 till 4 with Casey Batchelor from Celebrity Big Brother. So tune in and listen to our gossip. And yeah, but this is drive time is from 5 till 7. I do cover drive time sometimes, but not today.
So you do 2 shifts here, basically?
Yes, I do. Yeah, 2 shifts.
And everyone's a volunteer here?
Yeah, everyone's a volunteer, and it's just like, it's a really good community. It's obviously like there's a lot of other great people here, and we just have a lot of fun, really.
I have no idea how this is coming over with the music going in the background here, gang, but but he's obviously in the middle of a show here, so I just pan around. You can see all the gadgets.
Chris, so
you can see all the gadgetry here. He's got a playlist there, I think, Diane, which you'll be very impressed with.
Well, yeah, it looks much more interesting than the things I produced.
So this is where it's all happening, gang, and you know, thanks, Sam, for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
No problem at all. All right, well, I'm going to cut out because I've got to go to the Watford market now. So it's all glamour. Yeah, it's raining as well. yeah. Take care now. Thanks for that. Cheers.
Right. Okay. Well. Well then, back to some more local news. And Alex, I gather you got some news about local bus services.
Yeah, that's right, Diane.
Just before you go into that, Alex, can I just say I'm off now, so I'll catch you in about 10 minutes. I'm just going to disappear, so I'll hopefully catch you from in the town, all right?
We could have guessed that if we just disappeared. Anyway, yeah. Before I was rudely interrupted, Diane, I think that's fair to say. Yeah. I was just getting into the meat of the issue there. So yeah, Herts County Council have announced a further £1.47 million cut from the annual bus budget, and it's going to affect about 12 routes in all. And some are going to close, some are just going to end early at 7:30 at night. So a bit of some will close, some will finish at 7:30, and it's going to affect some hospitals in the area, and they're not happy about this. And there's been a petition that's gone out online. I'll get a link and we'll put it at the end in the comments end of the show. 22,000 people have signed that. So it's an on-running thing with the government. Over the last 5 years, the coalition government reduced the annual bus budget for Herts County Council from 1.7 million to the pre-existing 2.4 million. So it's gone from over 6 years from 7.1 million to 1.47 million. So a large cut in the budget, and there's kind of route affected. The number 8 and the number 10 bus, which goes from Abbots Langley to Mount Vernon Hospital, will not be funded after 7:30. And the same again for the 320, which goes from Hemel to Ricky, and there's other buses affected as well.
Okay, so when do these changes come into effect?
September is the end of September will be the last day that Herts County Council are funding it. The only hope is that the bus companies themselves pick up the 20% slack, which the companies don't pay, because at the moment it's 80% funded through the companies that run the services and 20% through the council. So there's hope that the local bus companies themselves, Southern, etc., will pick up the slack, and so we can keep the funding going.
Okay, good. And I gather also that you have news on the Dome roundabout, and the traffic light saga continues.
Yeah, it's gone off and on again. I don't, for any viewers who can't remember, end of last year, maybe even this year, if it was that long ago, the traffic lights at Dome roundabout in Watford weren't working, and it seemed to improve all the traffic. I know most people I spoke to had said things have generally improved now that we've got no traffic lights, which becomes a normal roundabout, but they brought them back, and we're talking about a review into it again within 6 months, and there's a petition gone out online again to see if we can encourage the Herts County Council to change it back to how it was before with no traffic lights. So yeah, there's more news on that as well. I
think they were talking about doing some studies, weren't they?
Yeah, there was going to be a 6-month review, I think.
Yeah. I mean, their concern is safety of pedestrians, rather. But it doesn't seem unreasonable to perhaps just have pedestrian lights rather than lights all the way around, which actually aren't phasing in the right order as well at the moment. So it's causing chaos. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of, you either get a long go and then we'll have to wait for ages. They can shorten it, so you almost get 75% a go and then nothing for 10 minutes, rather than having 2 or 3 minutes at a time.
Yeah, and it's actually causing a lot of people to try and jump the lights at the moment. So the danger is actually it's going to cause more accidents than it's trying to prevent.
Indeed. I think, Diane, you might need to unmute yourself if you want to try and talking.
I have unmuted myself. I spoke quicker than the microphone could unmute. Yeah. So it's obviously a case of wait and see, and eventually in 6 months' time or so they'll make a final decision after they've had time to do what they consider to be a proper study.
Yeah, it'll be kind of as and when. I'll come back to you with more news as and when I have it on the issue.
Okay. And Alex, you've been putting in an overtime shift for us.
Yes, as every good news reporter does, I'll move from the politics desk and local news to local sports. So, as every good substitute, I should only come on for the 1 week, but hopefully Neil will be back next week. But yeah, the main news of the week from Watford Football Club is the manager, Slovan Joankovic. Neil will obviously know how to pronounce that better. He's unlikely to sign a new deal and leave the club at the end of the month. He's rejected a new £40,000 a week deal with an alleged pay rise of £1,000, and he's unlikely to sign a deal. So this will mean Watford, that'll be their 5th manager in 12 months. So they're back into a position looking for a new manager.
Oh, well, so I don't think Neil will be very happy about that. But you know, we'll have to wait and see what happens. There's a lot of rumour and counter-rumour that flies around in football, I understand.
Yeah, there's a few names lined up. A Spanish manager, Quique Sanchez Flores, used to manage Valencia and Atletico Madrid, so he's renowned to speak English, and he's the running favourite at the moment. And then name more familiar to British viewers, Roberto Di Matteo, ex-Chelsea manager and MK Dons manager, is being lined up as a second replacement. So there's the possible replacements, but we should hear something in the coming weeks.
Okay, well, let's hope it works out well for Watford, because there was such excitement in the town, wasn't there, when they did get promoted at the beginning of May?
Yeah, definitely, and the excitement has led to Watford Football Club selling out all their season tickets. They limited them to around 14,000 to enable people to be able to buy individual matchday tickets. So they've sold out season tickets. That was always going to happen after the club got promoted. So they've sold out season tickets. There'll be matchday tickets available, but it'll be limited. So you'll be lucky to get tickets to the big games, obviously.
Okay, well, I haven't been for years and years and years, and I don't really follow them that closely apart from on television. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of other people now following them on television, because they'll be on TV that much more often, won't they?
Yeah, the Sky generally try and show each month a team every couple of months, so you'll get your team shown. So Watford will be in TV more, which will be good for the local economy as well.
Okay, and I gather you're celebrating as well because you're a Chelsea supporter.
I am indeed, and it's been a successful year, and I'm looking forward to the 2 games against Watford. I don't know how popular I'll be if the results go the wrong way. I don't know if I'll have my normal service and reason coffee shop will be excluded from me. But
well, don't worry. I'm sure when Watford gets 6 points off Chelsea, Neil will be quite happy to serve you.
Indeed, I'll look forward to this. I believe the fixtures come out middle of June, so we'll mark those 2 on the diary. So they'll be hopefully first day of the season. That we'll bring them down to the bridge and give them a warm welcome to the Premier League.
I'm sure you will. I gather you got news about the sport as well.
Yeah, just before I finish with the football, I won't bore you too much with more football news. Watford ladies lost again this week. They lost 4-2 to Ogle ladies, so that puts them bottom of the Women's Super League 2, which is the second tier of women's football. And this weekend they face Everton. Everton are around 4th place at the moment, so they need to start winning games if they're going to look to have a successful season.
I gather the women's game is played over the summer, so this is actually the start of their season rather than the end. Yeah,
they've only kicked off. I believe this is kind of week 4, week 5. So they play over the summer season, and the men obviously play over the winter season. Not too sure why, but that's how it goes. So you've got football all the year round.
Lovely.
And moving away from football, I thought I'd pick up a bit of local boxing news. I don't know if you remember from 2012, local boxer Anthony Joshua, who won the gold medal, and who, for anyone who doesn't know, that's why we've got the gold post box on the high street. He fights American boxer Kevin Johnson tonight in the O2 on Saturday night. He's currently Anthony's currently 12-0, so he's looking to keep it up his undefeated record. Johnson, the American's seasoned fighter, veteran of the game, as they say, lost 6 fights, 129. It's going to be Anthony Joshua's toughest fight to come to date, but it should be an interesting one for boxing fans and local fans.
Yeah, and of course there was that. Was it James Durrell was the first British to win a gold medal and become a world champion. So let's hope that Anthony Joshua is following in those footsteps.
Yeah, he's definitely. They're not fights that you kind of. His fights so far have generally been stoppages and ended quite quickly. So if you don't necessarily get all your money's worth. In fact, you don't get 12 rounds. You get 3 or 4. But what you get is explosive fights.
Well, I never have followed boxing. I just read that piece about the gold medalist. I know that Anthony Joshua. In fact, I've met him a couple of times. And he's always struck me as being a very pleasant young man, and not the type you would imagine to be a boxer. But I suppose that's how it goes.
Yeah, and last bit of news links in quite well. I'm sure Catherine will talk about it in some charity news. There's a link for you. But yeah, 3 local guys are going to look to travel around the 20 Premier League clubs in the Premier League in 24 hours, looking to raise money for Kit Aid, who send unwanted kids to all over the world for disadvantaged and underprivileged children and adults.
So you mean there could be someone somewhere around the world wearing a Watford shirt?
Yeah, there could be someone around going, I don't know where Watford is, I don't know where they are, but I'm wearing a Watford shirt, indeed.
Oh, good. Well, it's a nice bright yellow.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see how successful they get on, because obviously you've got 24 hours, 20 clubs. It seems some clubs are quite closely packed together in the northwest and the northeast. You've also got the ones in London, but you've got that long commute between the two, and then clubs like Southampton and now Norwich, which is a bit of an outlier, really.
So are they relay running, are they?
No, I think they're going as one unit, I believe. I'm not sure.
Rather than 3.
Yeah.
But very quickly on the subject of Watford shirts, I believe Watford have got a new kit, new shirts.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, they came out last week. I remember Neil talking about it on the show.
They were actually featured on the One show last Friday night.
And was the comments positive, Catherine?
There weren't actually any comments at all. There was a feature, and there was a group of girls. I don't know whether they were anything to do with football at all, but they were all wearing the Watford shirts as a backdrop to something that was going on. But there was no mention made of them at all. It was only when you sort of focused on the shirt, you thought, that's a Watford logo there. But we were on national TV anyway.
So you're busy Watford logo spotting then. That sounds like a typical graphic designer.
Absolutely. The graphic eye.
Yes, yeah. Okay, well, the other events that happened this week is that Chris and I went to visit Billingsgate Market with Joe, and Joe is the owner of Watford, Joe Stokes is the owner of Watford Fisheries store, and it was a case of filming him on video. Chris made 3 or 4 videos. I shot a whole load of photos of him buying the fish and all the different traders in market. It was a very early morning. Chris and I had to leave Watford just before 2 o'clock to drive up with Joe, him in his van and us in Chris's car following him. It was a fascinating experience. I mean, Billingsgate was totally unbelievable in terms of it didn't smell of fish, it smelled of the sea, and it was also surprisingly frenetic. You're not quite expecting for the amount of how frenetic it's going to be compared with what you see on TV. You think on TV, oh, it's all stage managed. It's not. It's like that all the time. It's really busy, awful lot of deals going on. The thing that did surprise me, though, and Chris, was that it wasn't as big as we thought. We thought it was going to be a much bigger place, but it's got about 40 stalls. It's about the size of the old indoor Watford market. We finally managed to get home, back and watch Joe Stokes setting up his Aylesbury Fisheries market stall about 5:30 on Saturday morning, and watched him laying out all the fish and presenting it all and everything, so it made a really good case for people. And it was really very, very good to see how all this happens, and also to appreciate how much hard work just goes into getting fish in from London into fresh fish high quality fresh fish in from London to Watford every day, and then how much effort it then takes to set up the stall and to do everything around it. It really was quite an eye-opener. And then as we were filming Joe, we noticed that Gary, the fruit and veg guy, the greengrocer, was also setting up a whole load of his stalls on the market and stuff like that. And it was really quite incredible to see how busy and how active these guys were in the morning. Now, Chris, I gather you got some news from the market for us.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk through the market as I give you an update, because the person that I wanted to speak to, unfortunately, isn't here. So that's a bit of a shame. It seems like the weather has really caused a little bit of a problem down here for the amount of people that are in the market. And as you can see as I walk in, there are a lot of shutters down, which is not great. But the news I've got for you is that I heard today that Frances from Candlelit Wishes, you can see the door there and the fact that it's closed, that she's gone, that she's actually leaving the market. She's taking advantage of the 25% discount on the rent for until August, but she's leaving. I didn't also know, but as a Fran upstairs have handed their notice in, and they intend to stay for 2 weeks. And also the what is it? The chicken place, Mandarin Kitchen, sorry, or Mandarin Chicken. I can't remember which one it is now. They're actually leaving as well. So they're the two of the upstairs restaurants. I have it on good authority that there are the card guys are going to be leaving as well, and also the boutique lady, the lady that's just moved in, the fashion shop, she's handed in her resignation as well. So all in all, we've got 5 or 6 stalls which are imminently leaving the market. So not a good day for things down here, but as I said in my blog post, there was an inevitability about things changing, because what we have here as a proposition is not the same as what it was down the old market, and consequently I've got a sneaking suspicion that what we're going to end up with down here is a food court, some storage and stuff out in the high street. I'm not sure, looking at what's going on here, that it's actually going to survive in the fullness of time in the way we would have expected it to. So hi guys. So it's an interesting challenge they've got down here. This stall's a good one. I think that will survive. As you can see already, Aylesbury Fisheries long since disappeared, I'm afraid. They've had another sell-out day by the looks of it. But it has to be said, the weather down here has not helped today. When you do get a bad day, the impact is severe. You know, here now the sun is shining. You wouldn't have dreamt of it, that it was so bad just an hour ago. And then you've got Damien there. We'll be going with Damien down to see where he picks up his flowers at some point. And as you can see in the high street here, not much going on in comparison to Saturdays. You know, the street is fairly empty. So still lots of changes happening in the market, Diane.
So does that? I mean, Aylesbury Fisheries, they've just closed for the day because they've sold out of stock. I mean, they're not going, are they? Or what?
No, I don't think Joe will be going. The problem with some of the stalls, like Lynn's Sewing Box and Joe and some of the others, is they do need.
Chris, we've lost you. Well, we seem to have lost Chris there, so hopefully he'll come back, because we're expecting more from him a bit later on. So in the meantime, whilst Chris is trying to get
peculiarities of what they sell.
Sorry, Chris, we lost most of what you had to say there. Oh,
he's gone again. We'll never know what they need.
We'll never know. He's disappeared totally.
We never know.
That's the secret. So I tell them what they need. Tell them we know what you need, and don't tell them what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Catherine, I understand it's a big week for MGF Michael Green Foundation shortly in terms of planning for future events.
Indeed, yeah. We had a trustees meeting this week, which was a busy affair. Lots and lots to talk about. Lots of plans for the future. Lots of deciding what the next big project's going to be. But also talking a lot about Eat Fit and the 2 new courses that we want to run from October, both in Watford and St Albans. Still planning stages at the moment, but in the meantime, we've got Marek, who's doing lots of running for us. Beware, he will be coming to you shortly with a sponsor form, as well as the online digital sponsoring facility. He's going to be drumming up various sponsors for his 50k run along the Grand Union Canal, and also the 10k that he's running for us next month as well. We've also got another cookery event, which is guest only at the moment. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Catherine, yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I just meant to say, if you want to sponsor Marek, how do you do it, and when, and what, do you know the exact dates that he's running 50k and which day he's running the 10k? Yeah,
all the details. I'll post a link at the end of this broadcast. I'll post a link to our diary page on the website, which has everything that we're doing, all the dates and all the links to click through to sponsorship pages. He's running the Grand Union Canal Challenge on Saturday the 27th of June. And also the British 10K on Sunday the 12th of July. So only just a couple of weeks in between to recover and get his running legs back into gear. But as I say, I'll post the link and it'll have all the dates from our diary and things coming up in the next few weeks.
Okay, well, we still can't get hold of Chris. I gathered around Macmillan are holding an event on Macmillan Cancer, holding a volunteers event and fundraising event on the kitchen in the kitchen on Croxdale Monday. Yes,
Monday, June the 1st, from 10 till 12. The kitchen, Croxley Green, it's just by Croxley Station, you can't miss it. Yes, they're holding a coffee morning, one of the famous Macmillan coffee mornings, which everyone is invited to. Go along and join in the fun. Raise some money for a great cause.
And I'm told the cakes at the kitchen are absolutely fabulous. Have either of you two been there?
I hear they're good. I'm not allowed cake, though. Ask Marsha.
Okay.
I've been, and I'll ignore Varsha's advice and tell you they're brilliant.
Well, I know Chris has featured them on several occasions and interviewed them on several occasions for the...
Cake is good. Cake is good.
The cake is good, is it, Chris?
Cake is good. I have been listening. I've just one of the issues with wandering around in the street is the Wi-Fi wants to pick up all and sundry, and when it does, it kind of blows me out. So I've just turned off the Wi-Fi, which is a tip for next time if you're ever out in the street doing roving reporting stuff.
Okay, so you're wandering off up to speak to Rebel Pebble now, I gather, and Joe there, yes?
Yeah, that's where I'm heading, and I don't know whether you caught the end of the bit about the market, but clearly Joe has to have a place to operate from, much like some of the others that are inside the market. So they are a little bit restricted about whether they could go out on the street. They could do, but they would still need a unit inside that market. So like I said earlier, there's a potential for that market to become more of a storage service, but then they could convert the back end of it into some kind of car park. And I think that's where it's headed, to be absolutely frank.
That sounds a bit of a pity. But whilst you're walking up to Rebel Pebble and everything, we're going to talk about the Transition Town meeting, which and events that are happening next week. Because
sorry, Diane. Sorry, could I just mention the other 2 charity events?
Oh,
just
yeah.
Charity corner. Is that all right?
Yes, please do.
I was just going to mention about the big lunch, which is going to be held a week on Sunday, Sunday the 7th of June. It's organised by the Halifax Building Society as a community building event that they hold up and down the UK in various locations. The one here, as I say, is Saturday, June the 7th. It's going to be held at the Lanchester Community Free School. Now, this is the school that's next door to Watford Leisure Centre, what used to be Watford College, which is now a free school. So everyone is invited to go along there from midday until 3 o'clock. Again, I'll post the link on the website, on the broadcast underneath this as well. The only other thing coming up was the Yellow Comedy group are having a comedy evening at Reason Coffee Shop and Bookstore on Thursday, June the 11th at 7:45. It's a free event, but if you do want to go, let Neil know at Reason Coffee because obviously spaces will be limited. And the money from Yellow Comedy, money raised from the Yellow Comedy evening will be going towards Thrive, hopefully putting 2 people through the Thrive course. So all to a good cause.
Good, good. Okay, Alex, we've got the Transition Town meeting. The second meeting is coming up this Tuesday, and yeah, it's again at the Reason Coffee Shop, where a lot of our activities seem to take place at the moment, and it's starting at 6 o'clock. And this is only 2 weeks after the last meeting, but that's because there's a lot of planning to be done and a lot of activities to be organised, I gather, because Watford is just starting out.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Transition Towns started Watford 2 weeks ago. That was the first meeting. The idea is bring a group of people together who want to create a more sustainable, ecological, community-focused Watford by focusing areas like food waste, transport, the environment, all those kind of green issues, all those things that putting it together. So the meeting's 6 o'clock in the Reason Coffee Shop in Watford. There is a mailing list which is available through, if you look on Facebook and Twitter, Transition Towns Watford, you can pick up all the information there, more about what the Transition Towns are. Yeah, it should be a really good meeting. We've got a lot of people who weren't at the first meeting getting involved on this, liking the page and following on Twitter, so hopefully some more people turning up and getting involved.
Okay, well, that's very good. And of course, the other event we have, which is the wine tasting, which is on the 9th of July, which is a little way off. The tickets are quite limited in that we can only hold 26 guests there. And I gather that tickets have been selling quite quickly. And again, this is raising money to put young people through the Thrive program.
Yeah, that's right. I believe tickets are. I'm down to, if I exclude my own when I buy mine, I'm down to 6, and those have all been provisionally sold. So I'm down to 0. I believe Neil's nearly sold his, and Chris is on to his last few. So get them now, because otherwise they won't be gone. They will be gone, and it's all going to a good cause. But if you want to know more about the Thrive program, have a look in the local business community. There's a video with Tanya Clark interview you did last Friday, which goes into more detail about what it does, how you go about doing it and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, the interview I did with Tanya is on YouTube, and you can access it through the SW Herts playlist on YouTube. So hopefully there you'll find all the information you want.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely be worthwhile, even if you don't know enough about Thrive. Watch the video first and find out more. Okay.
And with Link for Growth this week, Alex, we've got three events coming up. We're starting tomorrow with the market.
Back at the Watford Market tomorrow. Chris, myself, and I imagine yourself, Diane, will be there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, be there from 10 o'clock onwards. Should be a good event. Find out more about why the trade's leaving, whether they're planning to move somewhere else in Watford, or are they just closing. Find out more, because that came on me. I hadn't heard that. Yeah, Wednesday we will then be in the Regis, which is on Clarendon Road. Should be a good event. I possibly will be there. It's always a good event. Great to see Regis getting involved in what we're doing. And Friday, of course, is the CSR lunch in Rickmansworth at Scotswood Mill. So, again, generally a really good, well-attended event. Idea of bringing businesses and charities together.
So tomorrow and Wednesday at Regis, they both start at 10 and go until 11:30, and then the lunch at Scotswood Mill is a great opportunity for charities to come along and also to be introduced, for us to work out how we can help them, put them in touch with some of the right people. And that starts at 12 midday at Scotswood Mill.
Indeed, yeah. You always are the one for the details there, aren't you, Diane?
Yeah, I know. It's the training. Catherine will agree with me. Yeah, thumbs up from Catherine. Okay, and then on Friday we've got a new Thrive course starting with Tanya, or Tanya is starting one, I should say. And you've got some more details on that for us.
Not a new Thrive course, but what I understand, it's a second art therapy session, colouring in session that has been going on regularly on Wednesdays. It's starting on Friday mornings for people who can't make it. And Tanya, who runs the Thrive sessions in Watford, is going to come along and explain a bit more about how colouring can help with how it's related to how the colouring de-stresses you and making you aware that it's you making the decisions de-stresses you have rather than the colouring. And talking, if you want to know more about Thrive, that'll be time to talk to her about it.
Okay, great. Is Chris still able to hear us or not?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm sitting down now on a lovely chair here and chilling slightly while I wait for my opportunity to speak.
Okay, well, actually now's your opportunity, Chris, because
So where I am.
I think you're at Rebel Pebble, yes?
Well, that's exactly where I am. I'm downstairs, in fact, in the gallery area where WBAS, which is WBAS, which is the Watford and Bushy Art Society, as I understand it, if I've got that correct, have got an exhibition down here because tomorrow is the start of Art and Craft Week or something, and it's being launched with a 30 or 40 stalls in the parade at the top of the town, all sorts of people selling all sorts of crafty things, and of course WBAS are taking the opportunity to exhibit some of their pictures. So I'll just have a quick wander around. I'll just put myself on landscape, as it were, and then you can come and have a look at these pictures with me. So let's just have a walk round, shall we? So here we go. Some bowls there. Nice landscape. We've got some green pictures. I hope my descriptions don't belie the quality of the artwork. Sorry if I... but you can see there's some...
As a techie, Chris, you're doing quite well.
There's pictures of mountains, trees, even an elephant down there, horses, just a whole gamut of interesting artwork down here. So, if you are popping into town tomorrow, do come into Rebel Pebble. It's opposite the pond. It's actually next door to the sex shop, if you know that one. Just thought I'd throw that in there in case you're more familiar with that.
Not personally, Chris. I wouldn't. No, I don't really know it at all.
But you can see there's some really interesting pictures here. So I'm just going to go upstairs and grab a quick word with Joan, who runs the store here, and she is here. I didn't just sneak down here. I did actually ask her if it was all right. So I'm going to go up there. You can see the shop here. It's full of wondrous things, and it really is a little sort of Aladdin's cave of treats, and you should really go and have a. And there's the treat in front of us, which is Joan. So hi, Joan. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
So are you all set for the craft fair tomorrow?
It's a community fair, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
I got that wrong. Then it's a community fair. So what does that mean?
There's going to be quite a few stalls outside with local community kind of things, like Watford Area Arts have got a stall, probably Watford Live. They're not actually selling anything, it's just promoting various...
So who's put this on?
It's something that the council does, I think. It's like part of the big events in Watford.
And I did lead the viewers to believe it was the start of a week of celebrating craft and local produced stuff. Have I got that wrong too?
I think so. It's the start of Watford Live. That starts on the 1st of June. We're actually having, what's it called? A self-portrait. Is it still relevant here on a Tuesday evening? It's going to be a 4 modules exploring whether self-portraiture is still relevant.
In the light of the selfie
No, I don't think so. It was something they did last year. People found it interesting. I'm not sure. They didn't do it here last year. I had an exhibition here last year, but I haven't got one organised still.
So are there expected to be quite a lot of people hanging around in the street out here tomorrow?
Yeah, I understand there's going to be about 40 stalls, but I don't know.
Well, we're going to come up and we're going to try and grab an interview with the guy that fronts up WEBAS, which is the Watford Bushy Art Society. He should be here tomorrow about 11:30.
Hopefully 11:30, yeah. I know he's got some commitment in the afternoon because we wanted to get people to paint outside, but...
So we haven't got any painters.
Well, what we're going to do is get some paper on the easel and get them members of the public to have a little go at painting.
Don't get me near it, will you?
No, we're going to keep a close eye on any student, I think. You know.
Well, thanks for talking to us anyway, and we'll let you get back to whatever you get back to. Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow, so we'll no doubt bump into you tomorrow. So you've been on the Southwest Herts TV show, and I must show you how to get and watch that because you were on it the other week and didn't even know.
I've got the link. Yeah, I've got sent the link.
Okay, well, thanks very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, cheers.
Okay, well,
okay, so there you go.
I mean, the art show is running until tomorrow week, isn't it? Tomorrow week, and some of the artists that we've asked have are very, very good indeed, and they have all sorts of levels there, don't they? Standards of artists.
Yeah, well, as you can see, there were some good pictures down there, some and all done by local people. So if you're in town tomorrow and you've caught sight of this, then do come and pay a visit. You'll be pleasantly surprised. You can grab some local food on the way up there from the street traders. Sounds like a day out to me.
And
I was going to say, just to add to that, the community fair, which is starting tomorrow in town, is run by Watford and Three Rivers Trust. And the fair is going to include a whole load of stalls around the pond from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. There's about 40 different community groups that will be represented. Not selling everything, as Jen said, they're promoting what they do. So everyone from drum to Pump House Theatre, Watford Men Cap, they'll have stalls and you can see what they do.
Okay, well, that sounds very good. And Chris, we've just been talking about food, so maybe, Catherine, you could finish off the week with the details of your restaurant review.
Okay. Well, I was going to do two. The very first one I was going to suggest that everybody goes to visit, you might have to be quick before they disappear, was Azafran in Watford Market. We had a lovely meal there last weekend, and I'm very sad to hear that they're going to be going, but they do have a stall in Camden Market, so pop along and see them there. Who knows, they may have a pop-up stall at various events in the future, who knows. But the other place we went to visit recently on Monday for the bank holiday was the King Stag up in Bushy. Not that far from where we have Link for Drinks at the Three Crowns. King Stag is more in Bushy High Street, so as you're going from Watford, Bushy Arches, go up the hill, up Scotchbridge Hill, and there's you go through the shops, there's a turning on the right, which is Bournehall Avenue, or Bournehall Road actually. Go down there and you'll find the King Stag. It's been there for many, many years, recently taken over by a couple of local Bushy chaps. I think they're brothers-in-law, they're related. The one chap, Robert, who is in the kitchen there, used to work with people like Heston Blumenthal and Michel Brew Jr., so he's got a good history behind him. They've just taken on another head chef called Sean as well. But they're running a locally community-minded venue for various local groups. So they have mums that go and pop in with kids and have coffee in the morning. They have a knitting group that turns up there. They open for venue hire. If you have a celebration, a wedding, a birthday, go along and you can hire either part or all of the pub for that. The day that we went, they actually had a beer festival. So they had a marquee in the garden with some guest ales, guest ciders, which was all very lovely. Their food is fantastic. There's a nice seasonal menu, which they change every quarter. The food and the drink that they serve, as far as possible, they try to source within 20 miles of the pub. So they're trying to do their bit for the community by sourcing things locally as well. Go along, enjoy, have fun.
And the service was good as well?
Service was impeccable. They were actually having a minor problem with their grill at the time that we were there, but they came out and said, look, you know, we're having a little bit of an issue, be 5 minutes, don't worry, and it was absolutely fine. Rather than leaving us in the lurch, like some other places might do, actually it was fine and it was no delay at all. But yeah, very nice bunch of people there. Go along.
Can I just make a correction? Sorry, isn't it you turn left rather than right? I thought.
Into Bournehall Road. No,
coming from Bush, you would turn left, not.
Oh yeah, sorry, no, from Bushy Arches. Going up the hill from there, you would turn left. Yeah.
I'm sure people can find and search for the exact location. But the name of the restaurant again was.
It's the King Stag in Bushy.
In Bushy.
I'll post a link.
They put the King Stag in Bushy, and they'll find it.
Indeed.
Right, great. Okay, well, I think that's it for this week, unless anyone has anything last minute to add, and I think it's time to say cheerio.
Well, just one very quick thing. Look at this amazingly beautiful town we live in. I mean, look at this wonderful place. This is Watford, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. What an amazing town, and the sun's come out now, so I don't even need my umbrella. I can just walk back now from here. I'm about 10 minutes away, so. That's over and out from the town centre, ladies and gentlemen. And back to you at the studios.
Okay, well, cheerio then, Chris. And Alex, do you have anything to add or say?
No comments. Someone did ask us at the very beginning when we're starting, but that was just before we started. So, yeah, nothing to report from the comments box.
Okay, great. And Catherine?
All done here. All done. All my papers are neatly in order, ready for next time.
Okay, that's great. And on that note then, well, it's time for us to say cheerio, and we'll see you again next week, and thank you for watching.